Hi, I'm Christy from Riley Family Farms. Welcome to our farm kitchen. Today we're going to put together a nutrient-dense, collagen-rich, protein-packed, pastured chicken bone broth. We're going to start with broth bones from Riley Family Farms. We have some wings, some necks, some leg quarters, and my favorite, chicken feet. Chicken feet really bring the collagen to your bone broth. If chicken feet are just a little bit much for you, that's okay. It's only been a few years ago that I would have been a little put off by seeing feet floating around in my broth. You can make a perfectly good, rich, yummy, nutritious broth without the feet. It's just an added bonus that really boosts the collagen. And when I make bone broth, this is a lot of chicken. You do not need this much chicken to make some broth. I make a couple gallons at a time. We have a large family. Various children and grandchildren may show up for dinner here at any time, and probably broth from the chickens is my most used ingredient. I sneak it in everywhere and we drink it. To the chicken, I add whatever I have in the house. Today we're going to do carrots, onions, celery, jalapeno pepper that we had left over, garlic. Usually I would put a couple of whole bulbs of garlic in my broth. But today we were almost out of garlic, and I broke into the emergency supply of pre-minced garlic. We're going to add parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember the song, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Salt and peppercorns. You can put a splash of apple cider vinegar. People who are smarter than me say that it helps break down the bones and get the nutrients out. Sometimes I put it in and sometimes I don't. And we're going to throw all of this into a 20-quart roaster oven. Bone broth really is as easy as just throwing it all into the pot. I'm going to put all of these chickens in here. Now, I happen to have a leftover chicken carcass in the freezer. You can throw any leftover bones and things that you have from preparing chicken in various ways, just in the baggies in the freezer until you get enough to make a batch of broth. I'm going to add water to this roaster until we have covered all of the ingredients. That's the secret to getting a good, rich, not overly watery broth. Just enough water to cover your ingredients. As it cooks, if some cooks down, I will add more to it just to keep the ingredients covered. I've found that if I add too much liquid and try to stretch it too far, then I don't get that good gelled broth that I prefer. I am going to start this and I will let it cook for an hour or so until the chicken leg quarters and things are done, and then I will remove the meat to use for our dinner tonight. Then I'll put the bones back in there and continue cooking this for 24 hours. And I leave it on overnight. I turn it as low as it will go and turn it back up in the morning. This broth has been cooking all night for about 20 hours. So not really as long as I would prefer to cook it. I would usually, probably if I weren't heading out of town this morning, I would let it cook until this evening. But we're going to go ahead and jar it up. It's been making the house smell wonderful all evening.
I double strain my broth, once through a regular strainer and once through a fine mesh strainer, to remove as much sediment as I can. It makes for a nicer looking, clearer broth. The vegetables, while adding lots of flavor, vitamins, and minerals, will also make your broth darker and more opaque. You could add less vegetables or even none at all, although I don't recommend it. I happened to have a lot of celery and carrots that needed to be used and added a bit more than I normally might.
My faithful 20-quart roaster has yielded exactly 2 gallons of Riley Family Farms pastured chicken bone broth with a cup left for the chef to enjoy by the fire. This bowl of broth has been sitting in the refrigerator, and I just wanted to share with you what a beautiful gelatin broth that we've gotten. That's all the collagen at work in there and all the wonderful nutrients. We will drink this broth in our family. We'll use it to make rice. We'll use it to cook beans, soups, um, all kinds of ways. This broth is so nutritious. I have at least a cup of broth a day. We put it in our rice. We use it for soups and sauces and just about anywhere that I can think to put it. It gets so many nutrients, minerals. The health benefits are endless. This is the liquid gold of the chicken. If you'd like to make your own broth at home, we have a Riley Family Farms bone broth bundle. This bundle has 2 broth bones, chicken feet, and necks. And I will add a recipe using 1 broth bundle in the description below. One of my favorite things to do is to talk to you all about what you like to do with your chickens and give you ideas for what we do with our chickens. So we've had a lot of fun sharing these few recipes with you and have lots of plans for more. I would love to hear how your family best likes to prepare your chicken. Maybe we can get some ideas. Thank you so much for joining us in our kitchen. If you would like to see more of these videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe and visit us at RileyFamilyFarms.com.
Today we are going to be making bone broth from chicken. You ready?